Hello. So today I'm going to have something to say to staffs of GC Koushien 2022. So before I'm starting, let's see what we have here. Wait, why the slideshow doesn't work as intended? Let me double check the port keys. Okay, set up done. Okay, so first, my name is Razrai, a VTuber from Malaysia who primarily streams Japanese rare games. So I have started streaming on 1st January 2021, and I have participated for the streamers contest for 2 years with over 250 games live streams. So the exact number is 284. Oh, okay. Let's continue. So here's the topics for today. First would be overview of GCK 2022, changes from GCK 2021, Minano Game Parade, Nekisu Dojo and special live streams, feedback regarding event, and personal message to staffs. It seems like the detection isn't really good. Yep, as you can see on the top left, seems like the transcription is not working at the moment. Well, I guess I just have to continue anyways. So first would be the overview of GCK 2022. So it's a Japanese student game dev competition which comes with multiple categories and not just video games. So this competition has guest and professional judges. So there's also corporate sponsor awards, which has went through like an hour or two during the award ceremony, and the games are open for download and or let's play on an opt-in basis. So that's the reason why if you browse Minano Game Parade, some of the games are not available for download or streaming. So let's move on to the next slide. So the changes from last year's is, on last year there's a website for the competition itself, but this year the game entries are moved to a dedicated website called Minano Game Parade. So, and streaming permissions have changed from opt-out basis to opt-in basis. So essentially, when the students submit the games, they can put in the settings to allow a game to be streamed or not. So then, and the updates to the website is done in a weekly basis up to the deadline of the submission. And unlike last year where Neketsu Dojo is done in a single episode, they are done by segments where each guest judge gets 5 to 7 segments. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so regarding the website, the layout is definitely improved compared to last year's website where everything is more categorized and the layout is more user friendly. And the update schedules are posted on the official Twitter, which make organizing live streams easier. And this time, commentary videos can be submitted to the website to be featured, but unfortunately the time used to process those videos are a bit long. And if you submit a lot at once, it will take a long time. So for the Neketsu Dojo and special live streams, so they are video premieres every Friday, and this is on top of a few Discord server live streams, but most of those are targeted towards students to brush up their portfolio based on advice by guests who are professionals in the game industry. And those Neketsu Dojo video premieres are in 15 minutes, which makes the content more digestible, while those long form content are taken over by special live streams, especially the ones by Shinagi Ruka. If you are interested to see what they are, I can link the website, link the YouTube channel to you. Let me see, I think I have it. Yep, it is on the description, and I'm going to paste it in chat. Okay, so now let's move on to the next section. So this is the primary thing that I want to tell about the competition, and here's my major feedbacks for GC Koushien 2022. So first, I need quicker processing time for video application. So when I apply, or I should say submit the videos to Minano Game Parade, it takes a long time. So submitting, during my first submission, which is I think about 10 videos or something, it took like a few months for them to process. I'm strongly suspect that there's only one video, no, only one person who is processing those videos, but I can't tell much. But judging from the speeds, I guess that's probably the case, and it's kind of jarring because how should I put this? Okay, let's test if seems like the window has to be active to make the transcription more accurate. So it's kind of jarring to see this happen. And last year I have do 92 videos. And I would say that there is an expectation from the organizing committee that I will do even more. So it should have been more staffs to process the video submission, to make the videos appear faster at the website. And the next one is more on the corporate sponsor side. Oof, the transcription becomes very inaccurate. Never mind. So just like last year, there are no dedicated localization companies who sponsor this competition. While it is understandable for foreign-based companies, but it doesn't make sense for those who are based in Japan to not sponsor the competition. The thing is, a lot of the game entries would be popular with overseas gamers. So they could have offered something akin to a publishing deal with the development team, but I have no idea why. Or even then, maybe provide something similar to what has been offered so far by other companies, but maybe there's a lack of interest on their side. But let's see what happens in 2023. So on my next feedback, so the game time categorization is very problematic for players and streamers alike. So I'm going to show it to you. So the current categorization would divided by less than 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes, and 40 minutes and above. The problem with this categorization is that it makes players not knowing how long they can play with the games that listed as more than 40 minutes, because some games might take an hour and some games might take 2 hours, and this has caused problems to me when I'm trying to schedule live streams for future weeks, where a game that would take just an hour to complete, leaving me having more time to stream for the rest of the day, and I have to announce guerrilla streams on Twitter, which isn't a good thing for a streamer to do. And the first four current categorization is practically meaningless as a divider. So there's not much difference between a game that takes less than 5 minutes and 5 to 10 minutes, and there's also games that take 10 to 15 minutes and 15 to 20 minutes being mostly the same. So I suggest that the categorization of game time being reorganized as seen in the suggested column in this table that you are watching now. So first would be less than 5 minutes, followed by 5 to 15 minutes, then 15 to 30 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes, 60 to 120 minutes, and more than 120 minutes. So this type of the suggested categorization would help the streamers to plan the content better, at least on my side when I am going to stream a lot of games for year 2023. Hopefully, if you are a staff watching this stream, you can take this as a suggestion. So, and then there's the streaming permissions being lacking of crucial details. So for the streaming permissions, for most games there's only textual requirements, which is copy the provided text into the video description, but that leaves a problem for most streamers who operate outside of YouTube, such as Twitch, where you cannot post links in your stream title, and there's no description for the Twitch streamers to put. So it has become a de facto ban on the platform. And then there's a need for monetization restrictions. So it's not just whether you are allowed to put ads on the content, but there's also whether monetized channels are permitted to make content for the game, and these two are distinct restrictions that both the organizer and the game devs have to take account with. Next up is platform restrictions. So of course YouTube is the only valid platform if you want to join the streamers contest, aka Top of PV award. But if you are just streaming for fun, or just not wanting to apply for the award, then are they allowed to create content on other platforms? This is something to be considered. Then next up would be membership restrictions, and there are two types of restrictions. First, channels with membership are allowed to create the content. if let's say you allow channels with memberships to create content, are the people who run the channels are allowed to restrict those content behind membership. Ideally speaking, this is a bad practice, and I would think a lot of game developers for the game entries would be against that, but it's better for this type of restriction to be stated outright. Then there's content restrictions. Currently it's by the discretion of the game developers themselves, but it would be benefit if it is specifically specified as none, if such restrictions do not apply. And of course there's other restrictions which in its current implementation it's up to the game developer to decide for themselves and being listed when they submit or update the game entry. So these are the details needed for the streaming permissions. Then and the last feedback that I want to give would be the need to make changes to Top of PV awards. So there are some issues with the current implementation of Top of PV award. So last year, the metric for determining who wins the Top of PV award is the quality of the videos submitted, and apparently because I have submitted 92 videos for it, and it seems like the judges couldn't review them on time. So it's likely that the organizing committee has decided to change that into purely based on video view count, which is understandable since there's only one day for the committee to judge who should win that award. But in doing so, it has changed from, how should I put it? So instead of rewarding people who put genuine effort to promote the event by video content, the current implementation has changed the award into a popular YouTuber contest, and this has happened with the award ceremony, where this year's winner has only streamed one game, which is Cho Shogi, and this game was an entry to last year's competition, and almost everyone else have streamed at least one game that is a new entry to this year's competition. And in my case, it's 192 games, and there are a few others who covered about 10 games, but unfortunately they didn't won. So this is definitely something that's not ideal, I would say. And what's even worse is that when I first know about the awards, there is no mention about foreigners being ineligible, at least. But technically, if they reside in Japan, they are eligible. But in practice, let's be real. There's no way foreigners residing in Japan will do video content for this competition. And it seems like I am the only foreigner who... Nope. I know there's a foreigner who did uploaded a video for Yubisa Keep, but it's done in Japanese with the title the only indication that he's a foreigner. And in contrast with me, who has streamed 192 games, which is more than double the number of games I have covered from last year. So what I would propose for the changes would be like this. So first, account for number of games covered when calculating total views. So a simple way to do this is to multiply the total number of views with number of games covered for those videos, but I'm not sure if this is a fair implementation. I'll leave it up to the organizing committee to decide for themselves. So as for the actual price, there are 3 ways to make the price fairer for everyone. So first is accept foreign entrants, but disallow actual gifting. So for that, so in this implementation, so everyone is allowed to apply for the Top of PV award, but if a foreigner has won, there's no prizes available. The second one would be change the price into something available globally. So essentially everyone applies and everyone has a chance to get the prize and have it shipped to any desired destination. And the last one would be the best option, would be split the award into 2. One is specifically for Japan and one specifically for overseas content creators. The reason why I am proposing this is I would say that it is important for people outside from Japan to know about this competition, because the students entering the competition will be working in Japanese game companies in the future, and they are likely the ones who might make new games that would interest you. And it is also important for on the game dev side of things that overseas are interested with their game, so that they can make game design decisions that is more in line with global norms. Of course, this is just a suggestion. I don't expect it will be implemented, but considering that some of the changes that applies to this year seems eerily similar to what I have mentioned last year, which the link is pinned on the top of the chat. If you are interested to know what I have said last year, you can check on the top, the link that I have pinned. So there's much else. So the last one would be personal message to spouse, and I'm going to read it out here. Despite not eligible for the Top of PB award, being able to play and stream amazing games by Japanese students is an honor. Behind the scenes, I know you enjoyed my coverage of the games, and I am grateful that what I have done is being seen. I hope in 2023 I can continue with the same, with even better game entries. Until then, whoa, it's only half an hour, but I guess that's all I have to say to the staffs. And next week I will have 2 streams for the GC Koushien 2022 Afterthoughts. On next Saturday it will be messages to student game devs. On next Sunday it will be everything else, which includes behind the scenes talk, Q&A session, and specific opinions on games. So the exact schedule will be posted on Twitter before 10 p.m. So that's it for today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.